Hey, welcome to the second step of Mentoring 101. So, if you guys are watching this means you probably have completed the first step. You were consistent at the program, whatever program you were volunteering at, and you built relationships at that program with youth or participants. Now it is time to take the second step. There's two parts to this step, just like there were two parts to the first step. The first part of this step is to build relationships with the parent and guardians. The second part is then to take the relationship outside the program. It's very simple, easy to do. You just got to actually go walk it out. So, why is it so important to build relationships with the guardians? It's important on multiple levels. We must respect and honor their guardians. We see that this is the best way to honor them is by getting their permission and building a relationship with them before we ever try to spend time with their child outside of any program setting. We also see that this is obedience to the Lord of honoring their parents. And finally, we see that it is for the safety for everyone, for the child, for the guardian, and also for you. The last thing we want to do is put anyone in a position that is not safe. And so having a relationship with the parent and guardians is a must before we ever take a relationship outside of the program. So how do we do this? We encourage to start as early as possible. It takes time to build relationships with parents and guardians, and so start as soon as possible. How you do this is also by you initiate connection with the parents and guardians. You're going to have to go and pursue to connect with them. You can do this by introducing yourself and asking what their name is, remembering their name, so the next time you see them, you can call them by their name, and do everything you can to try to connect continually. Even if they're picking up their child from the program, to be intentional, to walking over, to talking to them, getting their name, remembering it, checking in with them every week, sharing how their child did at the program, things like that. Depending on the program you're volunteering at, if you're giving students rides home, that is another opportunity to go up to the door and introduce yourself, get to know the parents that way as well. So once you've built enough relationships with parents and guardians, now it's time to take the relationship outside of the program. And how do we do this? You confirm with your mentor coach or the ministry leader that now is the time they think that you're ready to do this, and then it's time to confirm with the parent and guardian. Again, we always need their permission, and therefore that's why we wanted to build a relationship up with them before it's time to take the relationship out. So when that time comes, they're ready, you're ready. And then it's time just to invite the youth, and you can do it by inviting youth on a one-on-one. That's just spending time one-on-one, or a group activity where you're taking a bunch of youth from the program to do a group activity together. So now we want to share some practical ideas of what you can invite them to do outside of the program. First, you can invite them to grab a bite to eat, right? You don't have to do anything fancy or expensive, but just asking if they want to grab a burger. Also, just invite them into what you already are doing. That's the ultimate life on life, is figure out what are you already doing that you can invite them into. Maybe you're helping a friend move on a weekend and you just tell them, hey, I'm helping a friend move. Do you want to come with me? Maybe you're taking your own kids to a park and you say, hey, I'm doing this with my family. Would you like to come with us? Just think about what you're already doing in your life that you can just invite them to be a part of it. And finally, keep it simple and do free stuff. And I know I'm going against the very first thing I said about inviting them to grab a bite to eat. But I'm just saying, don't do expensive things. Don't get in a habit of taking them to do these big extravagant things. It's more about relationship and being together versus actually what you're doing. So do free stuff. Go to parks, go to free museums. Just keep it simple. Invite them into what you're already doing and do free stuff. So we are confident that if you have already built relationships within the program, the next step, the second step, is to build relationships with parents and guardians, and then you can take the relationship outside the program. You got this. If you need help, always reach out to your mentor coach. This is the second step on your way to growing into being a mentor.